let's talk money. Let's talk funding for your fashion business. So, regardless of the type of business that you're in, funding plays a pivotal role in transforming your business from a mere idea to a fully fledged brand. There are different types of financing that's available for different businesses. We're going to go into the types of finances available or the types of or sources of funds. But before we go into that, we're first going to dive into funding. What do you need funding for? Is your business even ready for funding? So this is what we're going to be talking about in this part of this video. So the funding video is going to be split in two parts. So in this part, we're going to be exploring everything you need to have in place for your business to be valid for funding. And we're also going to explore the different reasons why you need to fund your business. So in this video, we're going to be paying particular attention to funding your fashion business because I realize that there aren't as many resources on financing your fashion business as I would like to be on the internet. But some of these principles can also be adapted to whatever business that you're in. So let's jump right in. So why do you need funding for your fashion business? So let's get into the very first point. The very first point is it helps you to materialize your creative vision. So fashion is an industry where innovation and creativity is key. What drives fashion as an industry is strong visuals. What drives people to come to your brand is your innovation, your unique design. In order to bring your creative vision to life, you need finance because it's one thing to have an idea and it's another thing to have a tangible product that people can see. A lot goes into it, from the manufacturing, sourcing of quality materials, production. You need money to do these things and to do them really well, because when you invest in these things, it will help you attract the right customer to your business. I'll give you two examples of brands that are doing well in this category. You see a brand like Coperni. Coperni had a viral moment at the last fashion week because they had this spray-on dress. It is money that helps to make that type of creative vision come to life. And you see Cult Gaia. Cult Gaia's new store in New York is such a haven. It represents the brand's ethos so well. It takes money to be able to do things on that level. The second thing that you need money for is your production and your inventory. You need to be able to invest in a robust production facility or have the funds to be able to outsource production and meet the minimum order quantities of the factories that you're using to produce. You also need to invest in skilled staff to manage your inventory and in systems that can help you manage your inventory. You need a certain level of inventory to be able to attract customers and keep them. You need to be able to meet the demands of customers, as this will help you to keep your cash flow going. It's important for you to be able to have the inventory that is required to meet your customers' demands in a timely fashion. Next thing that you need funding for is marketing and branding. In order to be able to stand out in such a competitive landscape, you need to be able to invest in very good branding and marketing strategies. Fashion is very, very competitive. It has a low barrier of entry, so it means that there are always brands coming in every single day. So in order to stand out, you need to have a very good brand identity. In order to have a good brand identity, you have to invest in your marketing campaigns, in your communications, in your branding as a whole. So this is another area where you need finance. Funding in this area allows you to have effective marketing strategies, participate in fashion shows and exhibitions and trade shows to help you create brand awareness. It helps you to participate in influencer collaborations. It helps you to develop strong advertising campaigns. All these things, if done properly, can help your brand to have a very strong brand identity. And having a strong brand identity leads to having a stronger brand equity. This makes you stand out amongst other brands in the market. And it also helps you, it also drives customer loyalty when people know what to expect with your brand and you keep delivering at a certain quality consistently. This is what money allows you to do for your fashion business. The next thing that funding allows you to do for your business is research and development. So in research and development, this is mostly for bigger brands, but I like to think of myself as a brand that is always growing. So when you have that big growth mindset, you're not just going to be operating like any other brand in the market. It will help you differentiate your brand from other brands. I'll give an example of a brand that went that route, and that's Nike. So Nike started small. Nike started with one founder that had this idea when he traveled to, I believe it was Asia, I think it was Japan, and he had this, vision of the kind of brand that he wanted to build. It took funding to be able to take it from the brand that was just making shoes for athletes, like the local athletes, to big athletes like Michael Jordan. If you've watched the Air documentary, you'd see that a big part of attracting Michael Jordan to come to Nike was still a much smaller brand then. And Nike had competitors like Adidas that had significant market share. But Nike was able to get a bigger market share because they were invested in their innovation. If you watch the documentary, you'd see that they had their own shoe designer. Not every brand can afford to have their own personal shoe designer. A lot of people outsource these things to Asia, but allowing their own shoe designer gave them an edge. They were able to design a shoe in a short time and personalize it in such a way that it was attractive to Michael Jordan. And they were able to secure the deal that has made Nike one of the most valuable brands till today. So what am I saying? It takes finance to be able to do that. It takes finance to be able to invest in the things that will make your business stand out. Research is one good way. Research and development is one good way to make your business stand out from other brands. Another thing you need funding for your business is for scaling and expansion. So when you start to get momentum, your business is growing, sales are growing, you need money to be able to ramp up your products or your production in order to meet your growing demand. With small businesses, because you're limited in finance, you'll find that you're waiting for people to buy. You're waiting for revenue in order to be able to buy materials, in order to be able to restock. But with finance, you're able to anticipate the demand and produce accordingly. This will help you tremendously with meeting your sales target. It will help you meet your customers' demands. It will help you be able to turn over in a really good time. It just provides you the necessary resources to be able to seize growth and expand on that. So now that you have a little more understanding on what funding can do for your fashion business, are you even ready for funding? Funding is like gasoline. When you pour gasoline on fire, it erupts. But I just need you to remember that whatever you have going on is what the gasoline will erupt. In the sense that if there's no fire already, if there's nothing going on, if you pour gasoline on wood, nothing is going to happen. So it means that whatever you're doing, funding is going to accelerate it. So one reason you shouldn't be looking for funding is if you're not selling. If you're not making sales and you have your products, then something is wrong somewhere. So you need to reevaluate your entire business model and find out what is wrong. Funding is not the solution if you're not selling. When you're looking for funding, you already have a business that's working and you're looking to accelerate that growth. So we're going to explore some of the things that you need to have in place when you're seeking funding. These are the things that financiers will ask you for. Some financiers will ask you for. So it's good to have these things in place. This is what will help you in terms of looking for funding. One of the things you need to have in place is a solid business plan. So a business plan is a roadmap for you as a business owner, and a lot of financiers actually require for you to submit a business plan. Thank God today you don't need to pay someone to write a business plan for you. There are templates online, and I feel like every founder should actually take time to write their own business plan, because it gives you it gives you more insight into your business, and it just helps you plan things. So the next thing that you need is your account, your books. That's your profit and loss account and your balance sheet. Do you have up-to-date profit and loss accounts? Because that's the one thing that a lot of financiers ask for. They want to see the health of your business, and nothing reflects that more than your balance sheet and your P&L. So make sure that you have at least 3 to 5 years of your P&L and your balance sheet at hand. Another thing you need to have is a clear understanding of your target market. So if you're seeking funding, it means that you're either trying to sell more to your existing target audience by increasing your product categories, or you're trying to even venture out into a new product line. So you're trying to expand your target, your reach. In order to do that, you need to have a clear understanding on who you're trying to sell to. Without this, it means that you are not even ready for expansion. So if you're seeking funding, you need to know the people that you're going to sell more products to. Well, do you have a clear strategy for your business growth? So it's not enough to say, oh, I need $1 million to expand my business. With $1 million, I'm going to 10x, 4x, 5x revenue. You need to know what the detailed plan, everything you need to get from point A, which is the present point that you're in, to point B, and it needs to be clearly defined. You need to have tactics. So it's not just goals. A lot of people mistaking strategies to be goals. Strategies are not goals. Strategies are not goals. They're not objectives. Strategy is a well-rounded plan of action that takes you from point A, which is the point that you're presently in, to point B, the point that you're trying to get to for your business. So if you're going to 10x, every single thing that requires your business to get from that point to that 10x point, it needs to be clearly defined. And the last thing is, are you able to articulate your unique selling point? Are you able to know what makes your business different from other businesses? So aside from like a robust and comprehensive competitor analysis, you need to have like your elevator pitch. What makes your brand stand out? Why are you different from the other brands that exist already? You need to know what differentiates you. Why would customer A go for your brand as opposed to going for another brand? What is your unique selling point? So you need to have this clearly stated somewhere. It could be in your pitch deck or somewhere, whatever document that you want to have this in. But it's for you to also have that understanding of what separates you from other brands. And like with your elevator pitch, you need like 1 to 3 sentences that you can easily say to capture someone, to make them more interested in your brand. Because if you're going to be seeking funds for your brand, you're going to have to talk about your brand a lot. So you might be in situations where you meet someone that's pivotal to funding your business, and you need to be able to capture their attention. So that having 1 to 3 sentences that just clearly explains your value proposition for your brand is very essential. So that brings me to the end of this video. Leave a comment if you want a second part to this video. In the second part, I'm going to be exploring the different types of funding that's available to you as a fashion business owner. So that brings me to the end of this video. If you liked it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, all the good stuff. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.